Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get over to business. Let's wake up those football gods here on this Monday. And this is not just any Monday here either. This is Monday, April 18th. Do you know what that means, y'all? Do you know what that means? Guess what day this is? This is the very first day of voluntary workouts. You're like, okay, big deal. Well, no, you don't seem to understand. This is big. In fact, this is bigger, much bigger than it was last year. This is huge, huge for a multitude of reasons. Now, here's what was good about the Cowboys, at least last year. Regardless of how a lot of people will say it was a failed season, you know what? Had we had a few things go right against the 49ers, we would have moved on. Whether you were happy with what they did in free agency or the draft or whatever, if you were happy with Dak or Zeke or, the offensive line, Randy Gregory, everything. Reality was a couple of penalties, maybe stopping, a little bit shorter on the slide, maybe a catch here or a yard there. The Cowboys win that game, and they move on to the next week. They did a lot of good things. We keep killing the Cowboys and forgetting that everything that's kind of going on right now are things that were kind of going on last year. We didn't go out and grab a whole lot of free agents. We didn't. Not big name ones, and we'll do what we did last year. We'll go to the draft and, hope that we can get a couple of good players. Reality was we got some good players. We got one great player, and we got some role players. And that was enough to propel us to a 12-5 season. Still, I know it didn't end up in a Super Bowl, but there was only one team that ended up with that victory. So it should at least give you some hope. But here's where it's great this year as opposed to last year. This time last year, we were dealing with DeMarcus Lawrence not being able to do those captain workouts, which are what we've just finished. Captain workouts being about 30 of the players and stuff showing up, working at the Star, the veteran players. This week starts the voluntary workouts, going in, training, lifting weights, and things like that, which is different than, say, rehabbing, because that's what we did last year. We had Amari Cooper, who was, ankle surgery. Didn't work out all offseason. Well, so that stays the same. He's not working out with the Cowboys this offseason either. But Dak Prescott, it was about this time that we found out that he had had a second surgery in January, that he was rehabbing that leg and so on. Couldn't run. I think he just got off of crutches a few weeks before. Couldn't throw. Couldn't be there working out with his team. He was working out, rehabbing, but that's not the same as working out. DeMarcus Lawrence, back surgery, working on getting stronger, but not able to work out. He ended up being on the PUP list in training camp. Dak Prescott got the clearance late in the spring to be able to start working out with the team, but then had a multitude of injuries that prevented him from even having a full training camp. Here's the thing that's good about the Dallas Cowboys. The thing that's actually great for the Dallas Cowboys. Most teams, the players don't live in the cities that they play in all year round. They just don't. If you are a Green Bay Packer player, most of them don't live in Green Bay in the off season. Sorry. It's cold as hell, and there's not much to do in Green Bay. That's not to say that some of them don't, but most of them flock elsewhere, kind of like the birds flying south for the winter. So getting them to come back in April, a lot of teams have to actually put in workout bonuses. I'll give you a little extra, help cover your costs of coming back and having to stay, and so on in your time of, being where you really want to be to work out with the team. The Dallas Cowboys, most of their players live in and around Dallas all year round. Cowboys don't have to do incentives for them to come work out. Most of them are gym rats and are hanging out and working out together and things, hanging out at Dak Prescott's house where he's got a football field to work out and stuff with. The Cowboys had more participation last year in off-season workouts than any other team in the NFL. And I know you're thinking, big deal. Who cares? Actually, you do care, because here's the thing now. The thing with the NFL has gone through and they've made changes into the off seasons because of the new collective bargaining agreement. There's less, of course, preseason game. There's one less. No big deal. Nobody cares about preseason. But it's still an opportunity for players to get practice in, guys that aren't starters. They reduced the amount of workouts in the off season. They reduced the amount of practices in training camp. It was kind of the nugget that they gave, the little carrot they dangled in front of the players. They said, hey, you guys want to pass the Dutchie from the left-hand side? Hey, tell you what, we care about you guys so much. We hear that, smoking weed can be actually good for that brain trauma. So we're going to let you guys pass that Dutchie. And guess what? We don't want you to beat yourselves up in practice. So we're going to reduce the off-season workouts for you. Yeah. Because we're in business together. We love you. We care about you. Care about your health. That's why we're going to take away one of those preseason games, because, we don't want you to hit so much. So here you go. Just sign on the dotted line, and all this can be yours. Wait, what's this? Oh, don't worry about it. That's just an extra game. See, we got to cover up the cost of, losing those practice sessions where the fans can come out and watch, in training camp, and we got to cover that preseason game. So we're just going to put that, don't worry about it. That's just a little add-in, don't worry about it. Because, hey, you can pass the Dutchie, right? Hey, you can pass. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. And the player signed. That was one of the nuggets. And so for the Dallas Cowboys, this is a good thing that they all live around Dallas. They get to work out. They get to have interactions with the coaches. They get to start building that chemistry and that camaraderie. And I dare say, in some regards, the Cowboys' off-season workout, off-season free agency work that they've done actually may be more beneficial than what some other teams have. At least you have guys that are in the same system that know what we're looking for, and now they can start fine-tuning it. These guys who weren't here as part of the roster last year going into the offseason workouts now are already a step ahead, and that step ahead may actually behoove them. The thing that I'm interested, but we'll never know, is the reaction to the players and the team with Kelvin Joseph. If somebody is going to take Kelvin Joseph under their wing and say, bro, we hope that this situation is done and over with, but you cannot put the team, yourself, others in this kind of situation. You just can't. That we got to do better. And that he gets the wake-up call and understands that we're trying to build something here. And it's not about street life. Here's the final word on the arrest of what happened with Boss Man Fat. So this hopefully will be the end of it. I don't know for sure if this is done as far as Kelvin Joseph is going on. We don't know if the NFL will do a suspension because of personal conduct clause that they have, or if it's still possible that he could be charged. With the guys who have been charged, you never know what they may say. They could implicate him possibly in the whole situation in one way or the other. So this may not be completely done.
Dallas police arrested 2 Louisiana men in connection to a murder on Greenville Avenue. 28-year-old Arias Jones and 21-year-old Tivion English are accused of shooting Cameron Ray, a 20-year-old who was out with friends celebrating a birthday. Police making the arrest days after releasing new surveillance video. People recognized Dallas Cowboys player Kelvin Joseph in that video. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager here now with the latest. Peyton.
Blake, Ray's family tells me the 2 arrests offer them a slight sense of relief. However, they feel there is more to this investigation. Ray's stepmother calling the Dallas Cowboys herself, trying to get answers.
It just feels crazy. It's a feeling I can't even describe. I just see people out here, you know, mingling around, look like they're enjoying their day, just like those kids were trying to do.
Krista Wigfall stands outside OT Tavern in Lower Greenville, just feet away from where her 20-year-old stepson Cameron Ray of Athens, Texas, was shot and killed. A month after Ray's murder, a break in the case. Saturday, Dallas police announced 28-year-old Arias Jones and 21-year-old Tivion English of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, turned themselves into investigators.
To be able to sleep and go day by day, knowing what had happened and not saying anything.
Back on March 18th, Ray and his friends were out celebrating a birthday off Greenville Avenue. Surveillance shows a man smoking and walking past Ray and his friends. The man says something and then throws the first punch. A fight starts. Eventually, Ray and his friends start walking to their car when a black SUV speeds past them and starts shooting. Detectives say both Jones and English fired shots from inside the black SUV, killing Ray.
It's a relief, but it's not enough.
Also in the SUV at the time of the deadly shooting, Dallas Cowboys cornerback Kelvin Joseph, according to his attorney. During this week's trackdown on Fox 4, Dallas police released video asking for help in identifying 6 men they believe were involved in the shooting. One of them seen wearing a necklace reading YKDV. The Cowboys cornerback is also an aspiring rapper with the name YKDV Bossman Fat. Once the video was public, Wigfall says people on social media recognized the second-year cornerback. That's when tips started pouring in, pointing to Joseph.
I'm always thinking, like, have I done this? What else can I do?
So Wigfall called the Star in Frisco first thing Thursday morning. Later that day, she says a Cowboys staff member called her back.
He's supposed to be a professional athlete. When we think of professionals, you think of professionalism. Nothing about going 25, 26, 27 days, going on with your life, conditioning for football, and just going on like nothing happened.
Joseph's attorney says Joseph did not shoot and was unarmed, claiming the Cowboys player found himself in a situation that escalated without his knowledge or consent. As of Saturday, Joseph has not been arrested or charged.
At this point, I just hope that the detectives and Dallas police are doing it as if it was their child, you know, because he was really just celebrating someone's birthday. It shouldn't have ended like that.
No additional comment today on Saturday from the Dallas Cowboys, only saying they are aware of the investigation and cooperating with Dallas police. Also, no additional comments from Joseph's attorney, and the 2 suspects are sitting in the Dallas County Jail.
And that's what we have on there. So let's see if that brings closure to this and what the Dallas Cowboys do going forward in this situation. It's tragic, it's sad, it's ridiculous. I'm going to be one that I'm sure I'm not going to make any friends, but I'm sorry. To be in a vehicle speeding away and firing shots, sorry. You're a little punk-ass bitch. It's cowardly. It's cowardly. And it's just ridiculous. I'm from a different generation. I don't understand the youth of today. You know, fine. Fights break out all the time. You know, hell, me and E2 Blue almost went to blows here in my own backyard. But in the end, we ain't pulling out no guns shooting at each other. And that's something that this generation just needs to realize, that what did it solve? You a big man now, sitting in jail? Messes up a lot of people's lives. And with that being said, that's all we got this morning. We'll see what news happens with the Dallas Cowboys, because we know we are always in the news cycle. It'll be, I'm sure, if there's no major stories, we'll be out there talking about, I don't know, I'm sure some of the talking heads will be saying that Paxton Lynch is better than Dak Prescott. That'll be what'll happen today, because we've already heard that Baker Mayfield was. We've heard that Deshaun Watson is. It's just funny that that's the only comparison that everybody has, is Dak Prescott is the measuring stick on slow days. I'm Mark Holmes, and I hope you tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, for our live stream as we get ready for the NFL Draft. You know how we roll.
Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, have fun!